Hi guys, so the United Nations Climate Change Conference is going to take place in Glasgow in November. It's called COP26. This is a very important event for Scotland. It's a very important event for Glasgow. It means there's going to be a lot of investment in the city. There's going to be a focus from, a world focus on Glasgow. Now you're going to hear from Alberto Costa, who's a Conservative MP in Scotland, who's more concerned about how this will benefit the UK and not so much Scotland. And he's also going to ask what flags are going to be displayed at this event, because that's important.
Thank you, Chairman. The Chairman just said that the importance of this is for Scotland to be perceived as a world-class host. Of course, gentlemen, as you know, the host of COP26 is officially the United Kingdom, in partnership with Italy. I'm the Member of Parliament for South Leicestershire, although Glasgow is my home city. I want to learn from the three of you the work that you're doing with your sister organisations and other stakeholders across the whole of the UK, for the UK as well as Glasgow, of course, to benefit from the UK hosting this important conference.
How many times can he say the UK in one phrase?
Start with you, Mr. Edgar, because you did say this is perhaps one of the biggest ever events that the UK will ever stage, and I agree. Can you tell me, Mr. Edgar, how are you working with other cities? You talked about world-class cities like Paris. Have you been working with London and other British cities for them to help and benefit as well in the UK hosting this big event?
Can you imagine if this event had taken place in London and members of the SNP were asking, how is Scotland going to benefit from this? How do you think Conservative MPs would have responded? They would have basically said, go F yourself. This is not your business. But for some reason, it's important that London gets involved in this as well. I'm not talking about excluding cities, but this is Glasgow's focus. The focus is on Glasgow.
Yes, thank you. We're a very active member of the Core Cities Network, which is the UK's 10 biggest cities outside of London. And we're working very closely with them on what are the benefits for hosting something like COP to the UK's cities. The leader of the council is beginning to play a very active role in the C40 network of cities and various other networks of cities around the country. So I think Glasgow is, as you know, the biggest city in Scotland and the powerhouse of the Scottish economy. But for several years now, we've regarded ourselves as being one of the UK's premier cities outside of London. I mean, London is arguably a world city rather than simply a UK city. So we've regarded ourselves in terms of how we measure success. Our comparators are Manchester and Liverpool and Bristol and Birmingham, rather than being just the Scottish cities. So no, we're working very closely with the other UK cities, and you may want to talk about this later on, but we're working very closely with the Cabinet Office and other parts of the UK government on how hopefully the success of the event is a success for the staging of mega events in the UK as a whole.
Thank you, Mr. Edgar. Can I ask a similar question of you, Mr. Thompson? Have you been working with your sister organisations across the UK to ensure that the tourism element, the benefit of staging this mega global event, can really spread the beneficence across the whole of the UK? After all, it's UK taxpayers that are helping to finance and host this Glasgow-based project.
Why? This is about Glasgow. It's not about the UK. Yes, the UK is funding it, but it's for the benefit of Glasgow. Why is he trying to always take away, from Glasgow?
So I'd be very grateful to learn what benefits your sister groups might have and what help they're giving to you.
Okay. Well, Visit Scotland works very closely with colleagues in Visit Britain, and that's a regular and ongoing relationship that we have with Visit Britain. So COP26 and responsible tourism, that's the topic, the theme of most of the conversations with Visit Britain at the moment, and similarly with partners in Wales and Northern Ireland as well. So it's about sharing intelligence. It's about sharing, consumer insight as well on sort of, how responsible tourism plays out with visitors coming to Britain as a whole, because we know that increasingly visitors are looking to come to sustainable destinations which are pushing responsible tourism. Visitors very much keen on the idea of going to destinations where they can have a low impact.
And that makes perfect sense. If people are moving to Glasgow for this event, coming to Glasgow for this event, it's important to provide them with information about other tourist destinations, ecotourism around the UK. There's nothing wrong with that. But there seems to be an attempt by this Conservative MP to say, let's stop focusing on Glasgow, let's start talking about the UK as a whole. But the focus today has to be Glasgow. The focus after can be the UK.
On the environment while they're there. So I'd say we're working very closely with Visit Britain around this. Continue to look at potential opportunities with Visit Britain as we get sort of clarity on how the event will actually run. And I'd say we're kind of looking at sort of joint marketing and promotion activity as well, where we can. Visit Scotland is also...
The joint marketing opportunities, will that be carrying, for example, flags like the Saltire and the Union flag? Can you envisage Visit Scotland working with Visit Britain in joint promotional material that carries both flags?
Why? Why do you people have to inject flags into everything? I actually have to ask a very serious question here. Why does Alberto not have a Union Jack behind him? Sorry, a Union flag behind him. It's not Union Jack. I've discovered Union Jacks are only when you're at sea. Union flags are when you're on land. Why does he not have a Union flag behind him? Why does he hate the UK? Why is he bringing up the issue of Union flags when this is about Scotland?
Well, we tend not to sort of carry flags on our promotional material anyway. We have a...
I love these diplomatic responses. We tend not to, to carry flags. The Conservatives have to inject flags into everything. Have flags on every government building at every time of the day. Have a flag above the BBC. Have a flag here. Have a flag there. There is this fetish for flags within the Conservative Party at the moment. Now, of course, it's a distraction. It's an attempt to convince people that they care about the country, when in reality they don't. If they cared about the country, they would care about the poor in the country. They would care about the working class. They would make sure that children don't go hungry. I think that's something patriotic, making sure that children don't go hungry. The Conservatives, no, we don't care about children. We don't care about the NHS. We don't care about the poor. We care about making sure that people have flags outside their windows. We make sure that every building has a flag on it. And this is an event for Scotland. This is an event for Glasgow. And you have a Conservative MP from Glasgow trying to hijack this great event, this amazing opportunity for Scotland. No, he has to hijack it and inject flags into it. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?